After her death, the girl arrived in the underworld. Because she hadn't changed her tragic fate, the judge ordered her to reincarnate again. But the girl no longer wanted to endure the same pain over and over. She snatched the token and was about to drive it into her heart. At that moment, a female agent who looked exactly like her also arrived here. She had died fighting zombies in the apocalypse. However, the judge sentenced her to reincarnate as a beast on the grounds of excessive killing. The agent immediately refused. Seeing this, the girl offered her own token and begged the agent to take revenge for her. They swapped tokens, and the next moment, the dead girl sat up. The first thing she did was order the old maid who had killed her to be buried alive. The old maid cursed furiously, but the girl knocked her out without hesitation. She then freed her own maid. Before leaving, she told the maid to bury her dead fox pet. At that moment, the fox came back to life. It turned out that the original girl had been reincarnated as it. They then boarded the carriage home together. On the way, the fox told the girl it was her own family who had killed her. Although she was the prime minister's legitimate daughter, she had always lived in the countryside. The scheming sister had taken all the favor, and finally joined forces with the family to drive her to death. But the girl still didn't understand their motive. The maid explained it might be because of the emperor's arranged marriage for her. Meanwhile, the prince was protesting his engagement. The guard handed him the girl's information. After reading it, he grew even more dissatisfied with having to marry a delicate woman. The guard comforted him that it might be a beauty trap set by the prime minister. Hearing this, the prince decided to meet his fiancée in person. The next day, the girl's carriage arrived at the prime minister's mansion. As she was about to enter, an arrogant servant stopped her and refused to let them use the main gate. The girl responded with several sharp slaps and kicked him aside. Just then, the prime minister came out angrily. The scheming sister mocked her for being a country girl who didn't know manners. Yet the girl didn't care at all, declaring that from now on, she was the only rule. To get back at her, the sister assigned the girl the most dilapidated courtyard and gave her no financial support. What she didn't know was that it was no challenge for the girl, who had years of experience as an agent. Soon, she won a huge amount of money at a gambling house. But the brother found her, accusing her of ruining the family name. The girl simply ignored him. Seeing this, the brother decided to teach her a lesson with his fists. The girl immediately grabbed his hand and kicked him flying out the door. When he tried to fight back, she stepped on his body with precise force. She warned him not to bother her again, then walked away coolly. The prince happened to witness everything. As she passed, he praised her for truly having the qualifications to be his princess. Hearing this, the girl leaned down and stared at him. The prince felt oddly nervous, but then she said in confusion, "Do I know you?" Without waiting for an answer, she added that it didn't matter, for she didn't want to know him anyway. She then kicked his wheelchair aside and left. The prince was completely stunned. He couldn't help asking his guard, "Is this really a delicate woman?"